Hello, gentle viewer. I don't know if you know, but apparently The Last Jedi is trending again on Twitter, and it's just a complete cluster. It's a complete cluster. So let's talk about it right now. See, a few articles even got pressed out. Cosmic Book News. Uh, yeah, you got comicbook.com on this site called Grunt Stuff. I don't know this one for sure if it's anything in particular, but yeah. So we have it here. Everyone started talking about it again. I was even getting into it with some of them on Twitter because it was like this whole storm of like craziness and people posting about the throne room scene from The Last Jedi that saying it was the best fight scene ever, even though there's all kinds of mistakes in it. There's literally shots of troopers of not troopers but the guards shooting into the air for no reason, um, falling backwards for no reason, blades disappearing. So, anyways. It's a whole bunch of nonsense. But and like I keep telling them, they're allowed to like what they like. But people that have a more critical view of the films are like that for a reason. They don't feel it's good. They are still fans. They're not trying to attack or harass people, which is the narrative that that fans push. It can't go wrong. Ryan Johnson is the best ever, and the Last Jedi is the best film of the sequel trilogy, if not the whole Skywalker saga, according to them. And it's all developed from the fact that Ryan Johnson decided not to actually make a Star Wars movie, but just to make his own fan fiction. He has literally admitted that when he went about writing and creating The Last Jedi, he did not want to be tied to canon. He did not want to be tied to the lore. He wanted to just separate himself from that and make his own thing. And that included basically writing a movie that started and stopped with him. Like he literally kills the bad guy. He has everyone escape and all that stuff. And while it's only reason it even has any indication of any kind of continuation is because it was part of a trilogy, the middle part of a trilogy. And but he didn't want anything to do with that. And that's very clear in how the movie's made. And that's why you're finding this whole segment of people that are just like so excited over it because it doesn't fit the lore, and they're all, I don't know if you can call them normies, but they're definitely people that feel that the movie was made just for them because it has nothing to do with the rest of the lore of the trilogy. It constantly ignores lore and does all these crazy things with people like Luke Skywalker. It isn't Luke Skywalker, he's Jake. He doesn't behave the way Luke would behave in this universe. So let's go into some of the tweets that showed up. And well, the fan showed up. The writing, the directing, the acting, the cinematography. The Last Jedi is a masterpiece. And it's from Star Wars Holocron, who's very much a thing where they are there to boost, regardless of the quality of the product. Consume product. Wait for more product. Consume more product. This is the mentality, and while that I keep saying it's fine for you to enjoy these things, it is not something that you just have to look at with a blind eye. You can have a critical eye of a thing and still enjoy it on a what's it called, subjective level. That's what a lot of action movies are. They're supposed to be fun, good time. Shut off your brain, enjoy it, and that's what they turned Star Wars into, especially with the Last Jedi. It's just this crazy, like no one's paying attention to the lore. Let's check a few more tweets here. The Last Jedi 22 years after release, like the queen she is, because the Force is female. All right, thank you, Ryan. The Last Jedi had three separate plot threads hit their peak at the exact same moment, aligning and resolving them all with Laura freaking Dern, making it the most spectacularly dazzling shot in the saga, steeped with symbolism, screenwriting mastery. Ryan gave the girls everything. This is very much part of the problem too. It's like, why are you making plot points, plot threads peak in the middle of the saga of the trilogy? Why are you doing this? and creating this thing, creating like the whole hyperspace RAM situation too. Like, great, Laura Dern did the thing and she saved the day, but apparently it's a one in a million shot. So was she trying to do the ram or was she just trying to escape? Like that's what he's turned the lore into. The Last Jedi gave us the best acting in any Star Wars movie. No, no. Oh, and of course Rose Tico comes up. Reminder: Rose Tico was a great character, and Kelly Marie Tran is the best. That is all. Kelly Marie Tran is a good person. She's great. She looks great. She's awesome. But they just threw her under the bus with this movie. Like, threw her in this potato sack, and basically had her try to act her way out of those lines. And people making memes, of course, because of that hand touch, that marvelous hand touch. And here's all this about. And I saw this tweet as well. Last Jedi is a beautiful masterpiece. The cinematography is just. Oh, oh, look at this. I can't cover it, but this person just virtue signaled to white supremacists. I'm getting off Twitter. Nope, don't want to go on Twitter right now. Yeah. So yeah, that using that OK symbol, not cool. That's definitely surprised it didn't get more flack. Anyways, now this one talks about another thing that breaks the lore. Favorite unrated. One of one of one of my here, now the Last Jedi is trending as it should, of course as it should. They literally this account was made recently. It literally named Raylo Freak. Raylos are weird. They are so freaking weird. Anyways, now Last Jedi is trending as it should. Let me remind you of my favorite underrated scenes. And it says favorite underrated scenes, and it's all about the thing with Yoda for no reason and breaking the lore, calling down lightning to strike the temple and burn the temple to the ground to show Luke that to show Jake that the past isn't important. Blah blah blah. Like that was the whole quote unquote theme. Just terrible, like situation where it's just like, oh, the themes is about failure. It's about being a bad person. It's about letting the past go. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Just a reminder, and here's another one. Final facts. Just a reminder that The Last Jedi is the only Star Wars movie in the top 50 movies of all time on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes is proven that they manipulate their reviews by taking reviews from critics even, and even if they're like a three, you know, making that or even like a 2.5 or a three, but if they give it a three, but they're negative in the review, they'll still make it a fresh review and things like that. Like literally, the apparent I've seen this before. Like just looking at some videos about it, they literally will submit their review, and then from that point, they can't pick if it's fresh or rotten. But then someone at Rotten Tomatoes decides if it's fresh or rotten. They don't have a choice, or they can say what they want it to be, and then unless they're really direct about it. Like, so you can take like the million people and push them whatever direction you want. Apparently, if you work for Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, that's just a whole bunch of twits tweeting about it. It's all the positive stuff though. Just and a lot of this is probably coming up because of the quote unquote civil war that's happening within the Star Wars Lucasfilm group, including Kathleen Kennedy versus Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Even though Dave Filoni has bended the knee and basically towed the line in certain situations, and it's upset some people. Like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers isn't bothered by it because he makes good product. Dave Filoni makes good product, so of course he's forgiven a lot of stuff. At least as far as Jeremy's concerned. Meanwhile, if you've been seeing it over and over again, people bending the knee to the Kathleen Kennedy point of view, the Force is female, you know, Ray is not a Mary Sue. She's just good at everything. Everyone loves her. You know, um, that sort of thing can wear on you. It can be the point where when Dave Filoni does it, like, okay, he's part of Lucasfilm. I'm sick of Lucasfilm saying and doing this. I'm done. You know, people can say that, and there was a big argument between Jeremy and Az from Heel versus Babyface about it way back not too long ago, and but they sorted it out like gentlemen and everything else. So, but yeah, this is what's happening right now, and it's going to continue until something happens, and even leading into the where is it? Is this one here? It talks about Kathleen Kennedy maybe stepping down though. They do talk about it in a couple of articles recently about how they are trying to do a reset on the sequel trilogy. But in order to do that, they have to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and wait for her to step down. So, but yeah, lots of things going on with Star Wars right now. The Last Jedi trending on Twitter was a bit much. Yeah, and here's that clip where Mark Hamill says he's not Luke Skywalker, he's Jake Skywalker because he feels they aren't true to the character. And anyone that's saying they didn't ruin his character is just not listening to the actual actor who actually embodies the role and everything. And of course, this one's definitely got a lot of the more like critical comments talking about how this is a hot mess. And of course, Ichibaka coming in to say how they didn't treat Luke well. People don't seem to understand that. Okay. And then, welcome to the Jam. The Last Jedi is still one of the worst Star Wars films I've ever had the displeasures to watch with its awful writing, plot holes, contravenes, means contrivances, obviously, and poor treatment. It's poor treatment, characters both old and new. And that's just the English and second language going on there. Ah! Yeah, people are also saying, yeah, like Revenge of the Sith instead. It's much better than this Last Jedi garbage. Anyways, lots of people sounding off on Twitter, including this person that says is F this movie. So as you can see, lots going on. People just don't like this movie, and they can't stand that it's getting trending recently, and people are talking about it again. It's like, why? It's just stop. Stop. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. This is getting long in the tooth, guys. But if you do like my content, feel free to give me a like to this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.